What's going on YouTube? We're back with another video in this free New York Jets Madden 20 ebook. Today we're going to be looking at a secondary formation, and that formation is going to be bunch open offset. Really decent switch up formation, right? And you can also audible into this from doubles halfback week. So just keep that in mind. If I was to set up audibles here, my audibles would be something like this. So we'd have Y trail, RPO, rebubble, flood, and inside zone. You could actually just take RPO, rebubble, and put it as RB, since inside zone is a stock audible already. Those are the 4 plays we're going to look at, and let's go ahead and get into it. So the very first play is going to be flood, and we are going to run flood against primarily cover 2, and I'll kind of show you why here. So coming this way, we always want our bunch to the wide side of the field. So as you can see here, we have our base setup, and a really nice thing about this play is we don't actually have to change anything. This play is good stock. We have a nice deep end over here on Hopkins coming across the middle. We have this corner by A, which will do a nice job of getting open. And we could do one of two things with this route, and we'll kind of talk about it here. And then we also have RB on the flat and B on the fade. Now against cover 2, this B fade is actually going to be really good. It's actually going to beat that half there to the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and just run this so you can see the fade doesn't get bumped. We can precision outside and boom. Easy one-play touchdown against cover 2. Now in MUT, head-to-head, and things like that, safeties are faster. You always hear me preach about that, right? So just because, they're faster doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to throw this. You just have to wait for them to clear the cloud. So I'm going to do it one more time so you can see that it's super consistent. Clears the cloud, precision outside, boom, Fuller's off to the races. I went out of bounds because I have terrible old man stick, but you, as a young gun, right, will be able to make the magic happen. A couple other things on this play, right? If we wanted to sit here and wait, for the, and I'm going to try to, Khalil Mack's coming though. You can see the corner gets open there. It is a deep corner, so if you don't feel comfortable, throwing that fade, or if they take that safety on the bunch side and bump him outwards, this will stop the fade. Just a heads up, guys, okay? So if they move that safety and they bump him towards the bunch, it will stop that fade, all right? But as a secondary, right, we do have this corner. Really bad throw there by me. And there's a couple different things you can do with it, right? So if I'm ever looking for this corner, a lot of times what I like to do is I actually like to motion him in like a step or two, and then have him run his corner. As you can see, the spacing is a little better. He's still getting the same depth, but we're giving that fade a little bit more time to kind of clear out that zone in the back there. All right. And then on top of that, we also have this flat route. And this flat route's actually really good. For whatever reason, you can kind of, get 5-6 yards here if there's a cloud on that side of the field. So not a bad play overall. Now, just like we were talking about with the corner, okay, motion him in and say we're looking corner, user plays it. We have this diving. Well, it's not always diving, right? Hopkins dove there, but you have this in route on the backside. So if they're using, say this dude right here, and they're negating their zone, you're going to have that in route over the middle. All right, so there's play number 1, flood, primarily used, primarily used against cover 2. And if you're using it against like a cover 3, we'll run against cover 3 here. Not my preference, personally. But it would still work, right? As long as you're still leveraging that same motion. I'm actually going to roll out here. But as long as you're still using that same motion with A, we get the chop here. You can see it's still going to beat it, right? And you still have the in over the middle and so forth. Now, another nice thing is if you're in MUT, okay, and you have like a slot apprentice or a hot rod master, this guy right here is in the slot position, which means you could put, him on a corner route, you could put him on a post route, whatever the case is. All right, so let's take a look at one of our other plays here, the 2 primary runs. One is the RPO bubble. This RPO bubble is very good. Now, the reason it's very good is because look at the alignment of the defense, okay? Right now, we've got, kind of 5-on-5 in the box roughly. This guy out here, we can kind of read and figure out, you know, who our linemen are picking up and then cut out field, so right over the center. Go ahead and run this here. Oop. So that right there, I actually just took off with Watson. That was not what we were trying to do. So let's go ahead and run that again. Oh, I'm failing here, guys. I'm failing. I didn't switch the play. Excuse me. So again, you know, if they're not bumping these guys in, and they have this dude split out wide, you have 3-on-3 over on the right-hand side of the field. We know we don't want to throw that particular route, so we're going to hand it off. Now, they got a really good shed there, but this is a deadly RPO. When I say deadly, I mean deadly. I was running this a little bit in DC, and then at the beginning of the year, and it was a headache for people. Practice mode, it's a little bit harder to show. Again, sheds are a little wild here. But if, you know, you have a guy like Walter Payton, you have, you know, you're playing against somebody else that's not running 4 down lineman sets, really, really hard to blow up in the backfield. And then don't forget, you always have, keep forgetting to switch the play, guys. I'm so sorry. After this, we're going to call a timeout and go to it. But, you know, never forget about the bubble. Don't always hand it off. This bubble right here, going crazy, man. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our next play. Which is going to be our Y trail. And Y trail, cover 3, cover 4, those types of defenses, we like it versus that, right? Now, a couple different things here that you can do. Personally, I like something like this. So we have A on a drag, B on an out route, X we could put on a curl, or if you have, you know, hot route master or something, you put them on a corner. Completely up to you there. And all we're going to do is that same motion that we were doing before, right? So here we've got that wonderful, you know, flat wheel concept. Watson got swatted there, so bad example. Let me go ahead and run it back. All right, so like I said, out, curl, corner route on Hopkins, whatever you want to do. Let's do this one more time. Here's the motion, and boom. Okay, so, you know, 5-6 yards there. If it's a better pass and we can wait a little bit longer, we can actually pass lead that a little bit more inside and get more yards. So nice and simple. All right, running it again here. Next, let's go ahead and look at this post. Whoops. Let me get Fells out of there. So my depth chart must have been reset. Fells doesn't have any speed. We want Gillespie there. Because we need somebody that's going to, you know, actually get across the field, man. This dude's taking his time, and we ain't got time. We ain't got time. Not with Khalil Mack over there on the side. All right. So there we go. Coming back to it. Y trail. Doing a cover 3 sky here. And like I said, you know, you can motion A, you can not motion them. Completely up to you. I like the motion because it kind of shows that everything's the same. But it's just a simple step, right? So there's Khalil Mack just shedding me. I'm actually going to block my running back here. And we're going to chop Khalil Mack. And we'll give you a different variant, right? So instead of... there we go. So this is what we're going to look at. Instead of... we'll actually put them on out route anyway. Instead of doing the wheel, right, if you're running into this kind of problem where you're getting like shedded or, you know, you have some kind of blitz coming that you can pick up if you're just blocking your running back. Run this setup, right? If we have a hitch on Hopkins, because he's in the slot position, we can put him on a hitch. So if it's man or anything else, we can always low ball that. A on a slant, and RB is on that post, okay? So nice and easy. We're actually going to motion A all the way over this time. Hiking about right here. We got 2 reads. We got the high-low over the right side of the field. So we can low ball that slant all day versus any coverage in the game. All right, same setup. Okay. we are just getting shitty, guys. I'm going to set up my blocking, man, because practice mode just does not like me today, man. I'm telling you. Alright, so I'm going to set up my blocking. We're chopping Khalil Mack. Won't have this issue anymore. So if I wasn't lazy in the first place, we've already done with this play. But same setup. And then this time, as you can see, we got a nice diving post from RB there, which is our tight end. So it's a super simple play, really easy read. We use this in some of our, other plays and everything else. And I want to stress that slant has to be usered. Really does. There's one other adjustment that you can make to kind of stop that slant, but I really doubt anybody's going to be running it outside of a couple people that I play with consistently. So yeah, there's your nice other kind of cover 3, cover 4, and I guess you could run it against cover 2 because you still have the slant open in that variation, but completely up to you. So there's that, and then finally your inside zone, which is the one without the RPO. You can run the same motion with it. So say you're motioning this guy across, and hiking it right here, he gets that kick out animation, and there we go. Even in practice mode, we creasing with this. All right, so that is your bunch open. All right, so again, bunch open offset, decent secondary formation, and don't forget, you can always come out in doubles halfback week. And if you're playing anything outside of seasons is hard because in seasons, it's just everything is sped up. The play clock is crazy. But if you were ever to try an audible from, this into bunch week, I'd always recommend motioning that receiver over so it's faster. So I motioned him to the right. I go into the RPO bubble, and you can see it's a little bit quicker. We don't have to wait for the receiver to go all the way across, and then kind of just set this up and go. So nice and easy. Anyhow, man, that's... excuse me. I'm dying here today. That's bunch open offset. The very final installation of this ebook is going to be Jumbo. And that's strictly going to be a little bit more of a... run heavy with a couple pass plays out of it as well as some things in case you didn't know about this particular post route here on PA misdirection. You really run out of any S post, but that one in particular is the one we're going to be looking at because there's some good other stock routes. So yeah, man, appreciate everybody coming through. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. We're going to be releasing content for Madden 21. I know you guys have seen the video come out, right? All excited about this, but we're going to be releasing content, working on possibly a website, you know what I mean? So maybe some other premium stuff that we're going to do from a content perspective. I'll keep you guys posted on that, but yeah, we're pretty close to our goal of 100 subs. I know I've been saying that like every video I've released so far, but I really appreciate the support, and if you haven't already, man, please hit that subscribe button so I can get my URL. Really means a lot to me to be able to do that. And if you ever want to catch any of this stuff live or any of my schemes live, feel free to stop by when I'm streaming on Twitch. All right, all those links are below, along with the playlist for the rest of the ebook, and then a red zone glitch as well. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Twitter. Outside of that, peace out.